Good morning, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe, this Sunday morning, March 28th, 2021. Let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. Just continue breathing deeply, relaxing body and mind. Letting go of all distractions. Allowing yourself to drop down into your heart space. That place where we become aware, more aware of our divinity, of our connection with the divine. That place where we are more aware of ourselves as love, peace, joy, harmony, unity. We begin to let go of all of our obligations, all the stories we have about ourselves, all the hats we wear throughout the week. We let go of all the outer distractions and just let our minds be free and open. Feel that connection between heart and mind, between body and soul. Be at that place where we are once again celebrating our divinity. Celebrating the knowledge that we are part and parcel of that same force that created the heavens and earth. That we are indeed expressions of the divine. Celebrating the knowledge that yes, we do have dominion over our thoughts, words, and deeds. And we just relax in the peace that is God, that is us at our core. We are open and ready. We say yes and thank you to all that will come to us in this time together. For all of us, whether we are watching remotely or sitting here in this room with me, we are all here by divine appointment, ready to have a very special experience together. And this experience will enable us to step more fully into our divine selves, to express it at a level at which we've never expressed it before. So we continue to breathe deeply, deeply, deeply. For life is breath, and breath is life. And here in the seat of power and peace, we now pray and sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer.
Loving Spirit dwells in As within, so without, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
And now let's enfold in our hearts and minds all those sweet little beings we call children and say the children's blessing together. Children of light, we see you guided and directed by an inward spirit that leads you into the path that is right for you. We see you strong and whole. We see you blessed and prospered. We see you courageous and confident. We see you as the spiritually perfect beings you truly are. Children of light, we bless you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to read today from 365 Science of Mind, and the word is simplicity. I also want to let you know that, I just love coming here to this place. It's so wonderful and beautiful, guys. But anyway, for today's word, it's simplicity, which is pretty neat. In the complete simplicity of Jesus, we find thoughts more profound than those of the world's greatest philosophers, yet so simply stated, as thou hast believed, so let it be done unto thee. What is this but saying there is a power greater than we are, and we can use it? Okay? All the art, all the science, and all the wit of human mankind can neither add to nor take away from life itself. We are obliged to assume that there is a presence or principle, a creative power and intelligence that responds to our word. Let us accept the simple fact with utmost simplicity, and let us believe in our hearts that which the intellect cannot and need not explain, the mysteries of life. The divine gift is made, And as we awake to the realization of it, it is ours. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, this is the only secret of any power that we may possess, though in reality we do not possess the power at all. We merely use it. Today I accept that life desires me to have everything that is good merely because it could not desire anything else. Wow. Some good stuff, right? I tell you, I accept everything that is good, and I rejoice in the simple realization that I am one with life, one with God, one with people, one with human events, and the passing show of life. I have nothing to explain, nothing to be profound about, nothing to become lost in. Life is, and I live it. Peace and joy exist, and they are mine. I love, and I am loved. Enjoy, I'm sorry, let me read that again. I love, and I am loved. Enjoy, then greet each day and rest at night with a calm, confident spirit. That's wonderful too, right? Okay, so the passage comes from Micah 7:8, and it says, "When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me." So the next one is, this is the one we're going to repeat 3 times, please. All right? I accept my oneness with the divine and always act on that basis. I accept my oneness with the divine and always act on that basis. I accept my oneness with the divine and always act on that basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy, lovely spring day. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I know, if you are discouraged, you're struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you've got to say. I release and I let go.
I've been asked to move forward because of something technical happening. So I'm not trying to edge you out there. So if you want to move back, feel free. Okay? You're good. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I was remembering when I was little the preparation for Easter. And there was quite a bit of hubbub about going to buy Easter outfits. And of course, when I was a little girl, it was about not just a new dress, but new gloves, a new purse. We had hats we wore, and they had the little elastic band under your chin, and frilly socks that had the lace around the edge, and of course, patent leather shoes. And so there was quite a bit of work and prep for all that, because there was my sister and I, my brother, and of course he had to have a new little suit and everything. And it just dawned on me how much that must have cost. You know, I didn't think of that. You know, you don't think of it when you're little. But, you know, I came from a very modest upbringing, so I'm sure that was quite the financial adventure for my parents, as well as trying to herd us all to the store and get all of this done and have everything ready for Easter. In addition to boiling eggs, coloring eggs, getting Easter baskets together, you know, the Peeps, the jelly beans, all of the candy that had to go, the chocolate rabbits. Oh my gosh, it's all flooding back to me now. But there was quite the prep for Easter. And I was raised Catholic, so we had the little collection boxes, and you would put money in the little collection boxes during the month, and we all decided at the beginning of Lent what we would give up for the season of Lent as we got ready to head towards Easter. So Lent and leading up to Palm Sunday is a prep time. It's a prep time, and we ready ourselves, we ready our hearts and minds to get ready for Easter. And I don't know that we really think about what all that's for. Because just as with Christmas, things get heavily commercialized, and we forget what the intent was for all the prep. For all the prep. So especially in this week with Palm Sunday and leading up to Easter, Jesus is preparing for this ultimate time in his life. He came here. He was born for this time, especially this time between Palm Sunday and Easter. This is deep, deep stuff for him. He knows it's coming. He knows that there is this huge ask. This huge ask. And he is the only one that is here to say yes to it. So all of his life, he is preparing for this time. Preparing for this time. And I know that the new clothes for Easter are about preparing ourselves to step into something new. And Jesus, too, knows he's about to step into something new. But the road there is rocky and is hard. And he is showing up more probably now than ever before in his life as his divine self. And here in this Easter week coming up, he has got to come to a reckoning with this huge ask. This job that he has to do. And it's not an easy walk for him. None of it was easy probably throughout his life. Because he knows he's here for one thing, and the people who are following him, the people who are turned on by this charismatic man, think he's here for something else. They're looking for an actual king. And all along, he's been trying to get us to realize that that kingdom is within us. And that that kingdom is what gives us all of the power we will ever need to do everything. And probably just like any other teacher or minister or spiritual leader, whatever you teach, you end up living in spades. And so here he is in this week prior to Christmas, knowing what's coming and knowing that he's showing up for it, that he's saying yes to it again every single day. Every single day he's prepping for it, body, mind, and spirit. He spends time praying and meditating. That's really what Lent is about, the prepping of the mind and the consciousness for death and resurrection. We give up something during Lent because we want to focus the consciousness on something else. We want to sacrifice something that we love in order to focus the mind on something else, to bring us closer to spirit. Because in sacrifice or in moving towards something that we're called to that is seemingly greater than we think we are, then we have to invoke spirit. We have to invoke spirit to walk with us. And here in Unity, we believe that that spirit actually is us, because we're one with God. And so the spirit you're invoking is not outside of you, it's within you. And you're saying to yourself, I am stepping into this that I'm being called to with an open heart. Jesus is doing the same in this week. And he does have a challenge during the week. He's got quite the challenge during the week. He's feeling this. He's gathering his disciples. Come with me. Come sit with me while I pray. And he's praying for hours. And he gets frustrated because they're falling asleep and they're wandering away. I keep thinking of herding cats. Those of us who have had cats. You know, there's no such thing. Come sit with me, my friends, because I got some stuff to do here that's hard. And actually, his friends can't really help him. This is him and God. All the times he has ever said, I and the Father are one. Man, this is the time where I and the Father are one are so important. This is so important right here, right now. This prep work. How do I get ready to sacrifice my life? Sacrifice my life so I can rise again. How do I prep myself? For some reason, I have this affinity for this time leading up to Easter. Because I think this is so like whatever it is we have to step forward to in life. We all have a big ask at some time. Something we're called to where we're just not sure we're up to it. And we wonder, how is this going to happen? We call out for our friends. Sit with me, talk with me. And I have found often in life when it's in those times when I really thought I needed friends to bolster me up, or I can't find them. They're busy. They're off somewhere. They're not answering their phones. And I'm stuck by myself. I'm trying to herd my cats. Where are my cats? They're all over the place. When I need you in this moment, where are you? And then you're left. You and God. You and God. And at first we feel alone. Jesus, too, felt alone in those moments. It's in Scripture. Felt alone. How many of us have felt alone in that moment where there's just nobody around? You can't reach somebody to just sit with me, listen to me. Tell me you love me. Tell me something. Tell me it's going to be all okay. And you're just with yourself. Man, I've had quite a few of those. And I just thought, I can't do this. But later on in my life, as I became more spiritually confident, there's that phrase again, spiritual confidence. Spiritually confident, knowing that I do have it within me. And I call out to God, be with me. Show me how I show up to get this done. You've called me to this, and I'm saying yes, but I don't know how. Show me. And there was always an answer that helped me to walk through. So on Palm Sunday, Jesus is coming triumphantly into Jerusalem. He's asked the disciples to go get an ass and its colt so I can ride into town. And people are all excited. Oh my gosh, here he is. Here's the guy. The guru, the one we're all excited about. They're laying down stuff in front of him so he can walk over it. They're thinking, the king is here, the king is here. And Jesus, in his simplicity, like Pete read about, in his simplicity is thinking, it's so much more than this, guys. It's so much more than this. So much more. So here's the metaphysics of Palm Sunday. Jerusalem, the holy city, symbolizes within us the habitation of peace, possession of peace, vision of peace, the abode of prosperity within us. So our theme for this year is abundance. The prosperity is within you, and the prosperity is that spiritual confidence. Because with that spiritual confidence, you have everything. Everything you need, no matter what the ask is. In man, Jerusalem is the abiding consciousness of spiritual peace, which is the result of continuous realizations of spiritual power tempered with spiritual poise and confidence. Jerusalem symbolizes the great nerve center just back of the heart. From that point, spirit sends its radiance to all parts of the body. Jesus symbolizes our I am identity. His going up to Jerusalem means our taking the last step in unfoldment preparatory to the final step when the personality is entirely crucified and the Christ triumphs. Where we let go of the part of us that says, I don't know how to do this. I got nothing. And the Christ in us is the part of us that says, you have dominion over your thoughts, words, and deeds. For this you were born. This is yours. Go do it and do it with spiritual confidence. Jesus riding the ass into Jerusalem means the fulfillment of the time when the spiritual I am, Jesus, within us, takes control and lifts all the animal forces up to the spiritual plane of mastery, purity, and peace. So those animal forces is that reptilian brain that just reacts. That thing that wants to fight or flee. That thing that thinks it has to jump in and take care of situations when it perceives a threat. The parts of you that don't want to be disciplined when you need to be disciplined. The part of you that's called to love and you don't think you can love in a particular situation because it's tough, or the person you're being asked to love, you don't want to love them right now. Yeah. Lifts up all the animal forces to the spiritual plane of mastery, purity, and peace. Mastery, purity, and peace. When the I Am takes charge of the body, a new order of things is inaugurated. The vitality is no longer wasted. Through high and pure ideals, the whole consciousness is raised to a higher standard. The hosannas of the rejoicing multitude and the spreading out their garments and branches of trees before Jesus represent joyful obedience and homage to all the thoughts in one's consciousness that give when an error state of mind is overcome. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ. I affirm the spirit of the I Am dwells in me, and I am made perfect. That's Jesus' path this week between Palm Sunday and Easter, and it is our path every day of our lives. Every day of our lives. And so, we are doing this walk into Jerusalem every moment of every day. We are. Because every moment of every day, we sometimes have a battle between what we want to do and what we're called to do. What's easier to be or to say rather than what we're called to be or to say in a moment. Are we showing up as that expression of the divine, or has our personality taken over, and I'm just going to say what I want to say? And I'm going to do what I want to do. So we're always on that walk. We're always prepping for the day of resurrection. We're always prepping for crucifixion. The crucifixion is merely a representation of letting go and letting yourself die to something that no longer serves you. So many people don't want to think about the crucifixion because it was violent and ugly, and it was. But if we let go of that picture and think about what it is we must die to in order to step fully into our divine expression. That's all it means. So now I have an affinity for Good Friday. Because probably every single day I need to die to something that no longer serves me. Even if I'm dying to it again after I died to it yesterday. Or I'm dying to it on a new level. So yes, I was able to love on this level, and sometimes loving on one level means I knew to keep my mouth shut when the stuff hit the fan. And then 6 months or a year later, loving in that moment means I can be at peace in the same situation. Maybe a couple of years later, love looks like I can be open and accepting and loving unconditionally to the person in front of me, who I couldn't look at 3 years ago. So you die to it again. The journey doesn't end. There's always, always, always a Holy Week in your life. Always. We're always being called forward. And you're always riding towards higher consciousness. sometimes this the stuff that comes to me in the moment. You're riding in, Jesus is riding in on that ass into Jerusalem, and sometimes you just fall off the ass, don't you? That was inspired. That thought was inspired. It really was. Sometimes we fall off, don't we? And sometimes I fall off and I roll in the dirt and I decide to stay there because that just feels better and it's easier. Other days, I say yes to the call forward to higher consciousness, and I get up, get back on, and ride into Jerusalem, to the place of higher consciousness. It's okay to fall off. We all fall off. At some point. But depending on if your faith is strong and you're always growing in this situation, then sometimes maybe you just tip over a bit. And you right yourself. Maybe you don't completely go down in the dirt. Or some days you go down in the dirt, but you don't roll over and stay there a long time. You know, you hit the ground, you pop up. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I know that I am made for something better than this in this moment. And you get back on and you ride again to higher consciousness. That's what Holy Week is for. So there's not just one Holy Week from Palm Sunday to Easter. You're going to ride that ride every single day. Ask yourself, what do I need to die to today so that I am ready to rise again, to rise in this moment? What do I have to die to today or in this moment? And if you got to die to something 4 times in a day, die to it every single time. Yes and thank you are our affirmations. So yes, if you have found yourself saying, yes, I'm willing to die to this right now so that I can step into higher consciousness, say it and say thank you for the inspiration for whatever it is that came to you. Yes and thank you. Those are affirmations. Always yes and thank you. Because yes, there is a crucifixion. There is a moment where we have to die to something. There is a moment probably where stuff is ugly and difficult. But there's always a resurrection. Always a resurrection afterwards. If you're willing to die to it, you will rise. That's the promise. That's the covenant. Jesus did it so that we would know it was possible. He's the great example, not the great exception. And ours just looks differently. Though sometimes it does feel like we're actually being crucified, doesn't it? Yeah, some days it's painful and it's ugly. Blood, sweat, and tears. Figuratively or actually. Life gets freaking hard some days. But if you're willing to look at that situation and ask, what am I willing to die to so that you can rise? You'll rise. You'll rise. And you will feel like there are people laying things at your feet as you take this journey to celebrate you as you take the journey. And if there's nobody around, celebrate it yourself as you say yes and thank you. Bring it on. Because this is what I'm here for, to take this walk as often as I have to take this walk, so that I have spiritual confidence Jesus had a spiritual confidence. Yes, I got to walk this long, hard road this week, but I'm going to ride it. And yes, he went and prayed in Gethsemane. And yes, if this cup could be taken from me, but your will, not mine. He was speaking to his higher consciousness. Your will, not mine. He left those animal forces. If I don't want this, this is hard, to yes, I'm being called forth. And I say yes to this because I know I have what it takes, because I am one with the Father. I am in the Father is in me. And that makes all the difference. So don't get stuck in the prep. We are always prepping everything in your life, every challenge, every calling, every ask, every moment where you're called to something greater. No matter how insignificant it may seem, it is not insignificant. There is nothing insignificant in the universe. It all matters. It all matters. And it is here to lead you to your rising. We die and rise to something every single day. Say yes and thank you to the dying and the rising. Say yes and thank you. See the mystery behind the stuff that's going on, behind the new clothes, the Easter baskets, all the other stuff going on. The candy, the bunnies, whatever, the peeps, the jelly beans, the peeps. There's so much more behind all the activity that's in the world. That's where the gold is. That's where your prosperity is. That's where abundance is in spiritual confidence. In that you have absolutely everything. And everything's always working out for you, isn't it? Everything's always working out for you. Even when it looks like it's not working out for you. It's always working out for you. And just like Pete read in that inspirational moment about simplicity, goodness is always there because love, which is God, only knows goodness for you. That's all that can happen is goodness. Because that's all that God is.
Thank you.
So walk your Holy Week as often as you got to walk it. Every day. And even in those moments where you say, oh, please, not another Holy Week. Seriously, again, here we go. In that moment, say yes and thank you. All right. Here we go. Because I have everything within me. I and the Father are one. This can only be good because I am going to rise. Yes, I will die to something in this moment and I will rise. Yes, I will die to something in this moment and I will rise. You will rise. You will absolutely rise. Let's take this into meditation. Breathe it in. Just breathe. And in your heart of hearts, hear that affirmation, I will rise. and for everything that comes barreling down your path. You say yes and thank you. Yes to the challenge. And thank you for the spiritual confidence. Yes to the dying. Thank you for the resurrection. Yes to the letting go. And thank you for the pouring in. Yes to the challenge. And thank you for the answer. Yes, and thank you. Yes, and thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for goodness and light, peace and harmony. Thank you for this season of preparation. Thank you for prayer and meditation. Thank you for dominion over my thoughts, words, and actions. Thank you for divine wisdom that provides answers to every single question I've ever had or will have. Thank you for spiritual confidence. Yes, I will rise. Yes, I will rise. And in your spiritual confidence, you can take it a step forward and claim that you have risen. I have risen into higher consciousness. And I am grateful for a new level of understanding, greater peace, joy, love, harmony, unity, health and wellness, greater freedom, more energy for living. I am whole, perfect, and complete. I am whole, perfect, and complete. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale. Yes, we will rise. Exhale. Inhale. Yes, we have risen. Exhale. Inhale. One life, one breath. And exhaling peace, love, harmony, and unity. And so it is. And so it shall be. Amen. And in this place of peace, we now lift up the names of those for whom we want to pray. For Tony and Nick and for Lucille. for Renee, for Tony and Danielle, for Jan P. and Jan C., for Mary Lou and for Anne, for Heather, for Melissa, for Melinda and the Wood family, for Neil, for all those who have posted intentions on our prayer wall. And so for all those we have named in this moment, and all those who have gone unnamed but who live in our hearts and in our minds, we know that they too are whole, perfect, and complete. We know that their highest and best is at work in their lives, and that there is only goodness, even if we fail to see the goodness in the moment. And so we say yes and thank you to a rising up in all situations. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. So in our spiritual confidence, we know too that all of our abundance, everything that flows into our lives, comes from this one source, that is God, that is the good. And so we affirm now our celebration of giving. Together, divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the give and receive. And so it is.
Love comes when you least expect it. Love comes and you can't neglect it. Love comes and you must protect it. When love comes, love comes in your darkest hour, when life's sweetness has turned sour. Drink deeply of its healing power. You will succumb. Love comes like a whispered kiss in a lonely dream. Wake and savor total bliss, the greatest gift in life is this. Love comes when you least expect it. Love comes and you can't neglect it. Love
So let's bless our offering. We are deeply grateful for all the time, treasure, and talent that comes into this community, that overflows into it, helping us to do our perfect work, which is to bring a message of peace, love, joy, and prosperity, enabling us all to live our best lives now. Amen. So just one announcement. So next Sunday is Easter, and we're going to have communion on Easter, and we'll be talking about the metaphysics of that and what that means. We haven't done it since last Easter, so I will have something out on Facebook and in our newsletter before next week. So those of you who are at home and you would like to create an altar and prepare yourselves to celebrate communion with us, you can do that from home, because we want to bring you into our experience with us. So I will have that in the newsletter and also on Facebook. And we'll certainly do something here. We're prepping for that so that we can, for the people in the room, we can have communion together here. So I'm looking forward to it. Communion, last time we had it, was very, very moving. And it's quite the experience. When you've done it, understanding and celebrating the metaphysics of it, it really is a special experience. I'm looking forward to that. So I hope you'll join us on Easter Sunday. And those of you who are only Easter and Christmas people who come out, come out. Come out. We're not here to judge. We're just here with open arms. We're here with open arms. So now it's time for our mission and vision.
If you will repeat with me in a minute. We are Unity Spiritual Center Saxe. We are a thriving global community of spiritual seekers, transforming lives through love and the expression of our innately divine gifts. Our mission is to inspire spiritual and personal growth through the teachings and demonstration of unity principles toward the realization of living our best lives. Divine wisdom is at work in every area of our lives right now. Everything is always working out for us.
Wrote down, what did I say 2 weeks ago? I writ down. I writ down something and forgot to say it. So I do want to thank Tess and Paul for coming out and doing some work in the landscape committee. Thank you so much. They always work so hard and keep our grounds just looking absolutely lovely. You want to come up?
Vicki and Dio also have come out in the last week.
Oh, thank you very much, ladies. Yes. Because they just come out and they take care of this. Jan even pulled a couple of weeds this morning as she was walking in. And we just appreciate it because it's just beautiful. Thank you. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I want to say thank you to someone who left us a donation outside outside under one of our rocks. Thank you very, very much, whoever you are. We want to acknowledge you and let you know that yes, you two are important. You are a part of this family, and it makes a difference. It helps us do the work that we are called to do. So thank you for that donation. It was very lovely. We were all very happily surprised, and it was a very, very nice surprise. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And now.
So y'all know this one too, so y'all can all sing and dance or whatever. Okay. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. rise. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. Y'all are doing pretty good. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
No. As we used to say, the altos in the choir I was in, we also used to say, put some stank on it. Tom knows how to put some stank on it. And we have our lovely tulips from Texas Tulips. If you ever get a chance to go up to Pilot Point, you gotta go and pick tulips and bring them home. They're just lovely. We had a great time on Thursday. So next time we do anything, y'all gotta come. Y'all gotta come. See? So, thank you very much for being with us. It's always, always, always a sunshiny day when you guys are with us. Thank you for all those who are watching us remotely. You are part of this family and this experience, even though you're not here in the room with us. We just love having you with us. Have a great, glorious Holy Week. Remember, if you fall off the ass, get back up. Ride to higher consciousness. Namaste. Have a glorious week.